What's up? This is Miss G. Hello, everybody. Let me adjust myself, child. Let me adjust myself. How are y'all? How are y'all tonight? I hope all is well. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Let's Talk About Africa. My name is Miss G. Now I'm wearing my black glasses. You don't like these or where's my? I don't know. I'm getting used to it, so I may switch out. Hold on. Or let's switch these out. I'm trying to get used to them. Okay. I don't know. This brightens me up. I'm gonna keep this. This brightens me up. How are y'all? Today is Thursday. Can you believe it? December 5th. When did that happen? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I am going to get through my intro quickly because I know when I watch videos and I want to know information, I don't want to hear a whole bunch of chatter talk. So, my name is Gloria, Miss G. I am the owner and operator of Glampluxetravels and Experiences, and I curate travel to the continent of Africa. I kind of fell into it because a corporation that I was working for said that when I asked about being a travel destination specialist for them and their Platinum and Centurion clients, they said that, oh, that's nice, but no one travels to Africa. So Africa was totally unrepresented. It was on the travel site, but the only two countries were Mauritius and Seychelles. Um, so I decided, okay, well, if y'all don't want to do it with how expensive and how popular safaris and just the beauty of the continent is, I said I'll do it myself, right? So I have traveled in the continent, but through this journey, I am learning and exploring and seeing the beauty and really learning a lot. So I am very excited to continue to travel throughout the continent and all of its beauty. And I've learned a lot. So I'm eager to travel the continent more, and other places I'm looking side eye and want to travel them less or none at all. So, um, again, I've been in the industry like 20 years or so, but a mix of travel and um, and just putting events and people together. I love travel. I'm a solo traveler. I'm a 50 plus traveler. So I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. So we are talking about Africa, and guess what? We are talking about Sierra Leone tonight. Now, Sierra Leone is a country that shockingly I should know more about. I'm trifling. I should know more about the country. And it's because um, not my background, but my daughter's background is Sierra Leone. She is first generation African American. My ex husband is from Sierra Leone and came to this country, and the first grandchild in his family is my our daughter, and I should know more about it. My daughter does have a dual citizenship, so that's pretty cool. I've never been to the continent yet, but based on my research, I should have gone over there. A lot of people travel, but also what I guess I push back on is yeah, just chatting with my former husband about Sierra Leone and why he hasn't gone back, and then what I've heard in the media, like they make Sierra Leone sound like, it's still a lot of unrest and civil war over there. And I know that there was, and heavily back in the early 90s and really mid 90s to about 2000. I think it's kind of chilled out. Through my research, I haven't seen in like the last 5 years that it's drama over there, but it was major drama to the point where um, our family, well, my daughter's family, had to flee and go to Guinea. That's how bad it was with the Civil War. But it looks like a place where it's settled, and it's definitely a place to look at. Um, it's not as developed as, not, I don't want to say developed. Let me watch my words with that. Um, Compared to the other countries, like when you look at like a Nigeria or um, South Africa, it's more westernized. Okay. So, not saying that it's a bad thing. And I want to watch my words on this. It just, it's obviously very African. You know what I'm saying? But when whoever's watching this, and I see you in the chat, I am going to share, my research video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But the country seems very, very cool, and it is definitely going on my list to visit. One, because your girl loves some putting my toes in the sand, and they have some beautiful beaches, like to compare and compete with Zanzibar. As people always talk about Zanzibar and how beautiful and white sand the beaches are, and how the clear water and the blue water and everything like that. Sierra Leone's beaches are just magnificent. Magnificent. So let me give you a little history on Sierra Leone. So, Sierra Leone is about 3,000 years old. Okay. And it was a place where it was pretty much on its own, pretty private. And of course, who comes? The Portuguese. And in about 1400, 1462, the Portuguese come and do what they do. Um, and I, I, I believe that the country, it was in the 1400s. I guess it didn't really have a name. And the Portuguese came and said, you know what? Um, we, one of the Portuguese explorers just looked at the mountainous, and it just reminded him of lions. So, and then also they came during, the old wives' tale is that they came during um, like rainy season, and the thunder and lightning sounded like lions roaring. So, the Portuguese explorer named it um, the Lion Mountains, the Lion of Mountains. So the Lion of Mountains in Portuguese is Sierra Leone, the Lions of Mountains. So that's where um, the name came from. And Sierra Leone is the proper name, but they really call it Salone. Okay. And the greeting, I know a little bit. I've never been to the country, but I was in the culture for about 7 years. So it's a very friendly culture. People are cool. Still love my in-laws. Okay. And even though they're my ex-in-laws, still love them. And people that I run into from Sierra Leone, they are very friendly. Very fun. Oh my gosh. Very fun people, not just in entertainment, entertaining um, setting, but just you go over, like we used to just pop over, his auntie house, and she would always have something cooked. And, she's always, everyone's always on an upbeat. Love that. But it's a very, very fun and, and connected community. So when our daughter was like an infant, we never had to worry. You know how, if you have a new baby and you can't go because you don't have a babysitter. We never had to worry about that. Okay, um, never had. And if anyone is like American and married to an African, you know what I'm saying. You don't have to worry about, oh my God, I can't go because I got to find a babysitter because it's just so, inconvenient that, you're bringing a baby to a party or adult party. Honey, please. My daughter was an infant. We go to the party. As soon as we hit the door, everyone's like, couche, couche, couche. And some auntie, I don't even know who the people are. Give me the picnic. Give me the picnic. This is that. And I didn't see my baby until the end of the party. That's like that was the best ever. That was a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. So that was really, really cool. Really, really cool. So anyway, um, so the uh a lot of history that will blow your mind with Sierra Leone. Um, Sierra Leone is, they talk about Ghana, right? They talk about Ghana and they talk about South Africa with the transatlantic slave trade. But Sierra Leone was very big. And I never heard of Sierra Leone until, I got married. Never heard of Sierra Leone. But a lot of people, a lot of Americans, when they do their DNA or they do their background, they actually have Sierra Leone lineage in their blood because Sierra Leone, of course, it's on the coast, the port. Um, the Portuguese and the British, did us dirty, and um, the Portuguese was okay, but it was still treated the Africans that they found minding their business on their own island. Um, they uh, uh, they used the people as slaves. And then, of course, they were looking to make money, so they used the people with as slaves and as trade. So when the British came through, they were capturing the people and they were trading the people as slaves. And um, it says that as many as 12 million people, hey there, 12 million people were taken, captured from Sierra Leone by the British and taken over to the Americas. So a lot of us are Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is big. We only hear about Ghana and all that stuff, but Sierra Leone, over 12 million, that's a lot, slaves were transported from there to the different countries, the UK, dropped off, used as slave, used, captured and traded for, you know, animals or whatsoever. Like, everyone knows the deal. So That's what came out of Sierra Leone. But the crazy thing is, after Sierra Leone has so many twists and turns, that's pretty cool, right? So put a one in the chat if y'all. Hey, Courtney, welcome. Put a one in the chat if y'all heard about Amistad or saw the movie. Did you ever see the movie Amistad? Did you ever see the movie Amistad? Put a one in the chat if you saw the movie Amistad. So basically, Amistad had, the slaves come from Sierra Leone, okay, and Sigma Sigma Pierre, he led the revolt of Amistad in 1839 against the Spanish, because the Spanish was in on it too, okay, transporting the slaves back and forth. And they overthrew the boat, they overthrew the ship, and they they didn't kill all of the captains, the Spanish captains. They, I think, kept two, and they were making the Spanish captains go back to Africa. And the Spanish captain, um, they tricked them, thinking that they were going back to Africa, but actually they ended up in the Americas. Ironically, in Long Island. That's scary because that's where I'm from. Long Island, New York. Are you kidding me? Okay. In the 1800s in Long Island, New York. And that's how they kind of got recaptured again, because they thought they was going back home, and they tricked them, and they went to America anyway. So, but after the abolishment of the slave trade, somehow the British, but it's interesting, the British were the ones to capture them, but the British did make accommodations to return the slaves. I guess since after slavery and they couldn't get them for free, they're like, oh, we don't want you here, so you can go back. We'll take you back to wherever. So they made their way back to Sierra Leone, and that's how the name um, came to be Freetown. Okay, it was the first place where it was freed slaves, Freetown, and that's how they, because it was also the it was a place where all the free slaves went. It was a lot of slaves that were in the army through Nova Scotia, and they were able to get their freedom back by fighting in the war. And from Nova Scotia, they got back over to Freetown. So that that's some pretty deep stuff, right? So also, um, as I said, the people in Sierra Leone, real cool, real friendly, real fun. They just have great energy. It's I don't think I've met anyone from Sierra Leone um, that were that was like had bad energy. Um, I really haven't. It was an auntie or two that's like, but aunties be like that. But the people that I meet, when I was married in that culture, and then people now, um, they're very approachable, very nice people, very fun people. Uh, they're pretty cool, pretty cool. So, like I said, it's there are 3,000 years, and the name Sierra Leone came from uh, the Lion Mountains, because the Portuguese explorers, when they came, the mountains looked like lions. Uh, They really want the people. I just can continue to talk about the people. Very, very nice, very, very warm people. Uh, Several other things about Sierra Leone. It still has that African vibe, but it is growing and flourishing now. It has had some issues over the last several decades. Uh, what's up? How are you, Mr. Lewis? How you doing? How you doing? I know we can't. What is it? What did you used to do? But anyway, I see an old friend that I've known for like 40 some years. But anyway, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We are talking about Sierra Leone. And when you meet a Sierra Leone person, you go, Kusheo, how the body do? How the body? The body well. Okay. Yes. So that's all I know. I know a little Creole. So their language is Creole. And you think, oh, Creole, Creole. No, Creole for Sierra Leone is Krio, Creole. And it's a mixture of languages. Um, it's a mixture of languages because when the colonizers came and, you know, took the slaves back and forth, and it was slaves from all over the country and not all over the country, all over the world. And they understood they was all in the same boat. So what they did was to establish, like many um, of tribes do, they established their own language between each other. So the colonizers and slave masters would not understand. So it's not Creole of what we think Creole is. It's Creole, Creole without an L, Krio, Creole, not Creole. So if you run into anyone that is from Sierra Leone, you just say Kusheo. All right, everybody say put Kushe in the chat. Kusheo. Okay, I know that. Be thinking, I be thinking that I'm all big and bad. But anyway, Kusheo, how the body well. That's how you doing? I'm fine. That's the interpretation. So anyway, so they have a beautiful landscape, like we talked about the the mountains are lioness, the scrolling mountains, but they have beautiful beaches that I really didn't even know. I know all these folks from Sierra Leone, they never said talk to me about the beaches. And my daughter has gone over there, and she stayed over there a minute because she was able to get her when we talk about um uh dual citizenship, she does have her dual citizenship over there. Um, and I forgot she went over there a long time ago, and I don't even remember how long she stayed. But she has a Sierra Leone passport and a U.S. passport. Um, but I asked her, was it difficult? But she said, you know, her dad's people, whatever, would make it happen. So, it's all about connections and all of that because I know that Sierra Leone still has that type of energy of got to know whoever, or you got to have the money to know whatever. So it's a little bit of that. um yeah, the beaches, and they have some gorgeous beaches and main beaches that I want to talk to you about. So the beaches, they have there's one beach called the River Number Two Beach, the baddest beach, the poppin' beach. And that's supposed to be the best beach, the most poppin' beach, DJ every night, like on. And I'm telling you, People that know how to party. I thought when I used to go to the yard to Jamaica, them Jamaicans knew how to party, but the Africans take it on a whole nother level. They take it on a whole nother level. Oh my God. Like I told you, I'd take my baby. We would go. My daughter was probably, I don't know, 6, 7 months old. We go into the party. We go to a wedding. We go whatever. We walk in. Somebody taking our baby. And we go and have a good time. We party. This is sad. It's no, oh my God, here come kids. It's and the crazy thing was there were kids there. And this is amazing to me. There were kids there, so it would be kids, like I said, infants to maybe 13. So, and the parent, it wouldn't be any adults watching the kids, but the 13-year-old would be watching the 11-year-old, the 11-year-old would be watching the 8, 9-year-old. Like all the kids would watch each other. So there were like no adults that had to stay in a room and watch the kid. No, the kids were responsible for each other. It was the wildest thing to see. And then, like, 7-year-olds is watching the 2 and 3-year-olds and corralling them. Like the kids were behaved, did what they supposed to do. The adults were doing their thing and the kids were doing their thing respectfully. Very good. Okay. Very, very good. So, but yeah, there's several beaches. So river number 2 beach is supposed to be the bomb beach. Bomb beach. Okay. Um, then you have Laka Beach, Lake Beach. That is a little further out. Um, it's about a half an hour from city center, and it's a bit more chill. Okay. But then if you just want to be away from everyone and on just a paradise filled beach, you would go to Taka Beach. And that's about an hour away from the city center. Okay. About an hour away. So peaceful. So peaceful. And the crazy thing is, I was watching, I love Guatemala. And the colors of Sierra Leone is blue, white, and green. And he bought something that was very interesting. And you'll get the playback. Him and his wife was on the beach, and he said, "Look, the colors of the Sierra Leone flag is white, blue, and green. The sand is white sand beach. The water is blue, and the terrain and the lush landscape is green. Beautiful, 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 beautiful." So that's that. Anybody have any questions? And I want to welcome Mr. Lewis on. We used to dance together back in the day when we could spin on the floor and get back up in 2 seconds. Now, if I sit down and get up, I'm doing something. Oh, I make myself laugh. But anyway, want to welcome him on the chat. And you have any questions, Miss Courtney? Anybody have any questions about Sierra Leone? All right. So yeah, the nightlife is off the chain, and when you do get around, you can get around them. They have cars, but the mode of transportation is pretty much, they call it there a KK, but like other places call it like a tuk tuk. Like I know, other parts of Africa and in like Thailand, it's tuk tuks. So it's the same thing. It's a tuk tuk. And then you can just jump on the back of a motorbike. And both of those things cost between, I don't know, 40 cents and 70 cents or something like that. Let me see. Is the order of the beach crystal clear? Yeah, it's crystal clear. Then it's blue, And then you have, yeah, just drop dead gorgeous. Drop dead. You'll see in the playback. You will see beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beaches. And I'm shocked because I know people, from Sierra Leone, and they really haven't talked about how beautiful the beaches are and really how beautiful Sierra Leone is. So, what else? Let me say. We talked about, Amistad, the revolt of Amistad, and just so much history is coming from Sierra Leone. And a lot of us are probably part Sierra Leone and we don't even know it because they bought 12 million slaves from Sierra Leone over to the Americas. So somebody got to be Sierra Leone. And I know that this young lady, uh, my second husband's niece did a research project and she found out she was part Sierra Leone. So that's kind of crazy. Okay, she found that out in her research. Now my daughter, we already know, is Sierra Leone, crystal clear. First generation, U.S. well American Sierra Leone, but a lot of us are from Sierra Leone because our ancestors were part of that 12 million people that came over, that was captured and take brought over from Sierra Leone, not from Ghana, not from Nigeria, but from Sierra Leone. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Okay, that came through Sierra Leone to the Americas. What else? A lot of history, but and I'm glad it's no drama. So I would talking about my African handbags. I would probably give Sierra Leone to be for real, based on what, because I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Um, I thought I was going to see um, a lot of not, I don't want to say disturbing, but I thought that I didn't think that Sierra Leone was in the um, not the mental space, but in the social space that I saw it. So I immediately have put Sierra Leone on my bucket list. But again, if you listen to the Western media, that's why I'm so glad we have a platform that we can talk about it and research it and not rely on the Western media to tell us what we need to think or know. Um, I, I connected with several YouTubers. I love my Wa- um, Water Mayo, and then some other folks. And then I even followed this young lady. Um, Her people are from Sierra Leone, and she went to her grandma's house. I think her mom was getting married in Sierra Leone, so she came from the states, and her and her girlfriend was in Sierra Leone. So that's a fun. Usually, the playbacks that I send you is like informational whatsoever. I'm going to send you all this to just see a person from the US just kick back, going to see their family, and what pretty much a day in the life of, people um, that live in Sierra Leone, how they operate and not really from. She did a lot of tourist stuff, but she was, she went home to her people. So I thought that was pretty cool. Um, uh, there was a wedding, and it's a lot of weddings there. Weddings and celebrations are very, very big in their culture. Um, Very, very big. If you get engaged, it's almost like a wedding, and it's food, and the food is, oh my god! But I told you, West African food is the bomb. West African food, oh my god! West African food is all of that, all of that. Okay, and their main staple food is cassava leaf. and it's made from a plant that almost looks like a weed tree. If you look at I don't do weed. You wouldn't believe, but never did weed. But it looks like a weed plant. But they cut it up and then they boil it and then they season it. It's a green. It looks like a slimy green, but it's so good. And then you can also put in the cassava leaf. You can put beef or you can put chicken in that cassava leaf, but it's so hot because they use scotch bonnets in the seasoning and pepper. So it's so hot, but oh my God, it's so child. Oh my God, that cassava leaf. Oh my God. It's damn good. It's so, ooh. Yeah, I miss that. That cassava leaf, that jollof rice. What is so freaking good? And then they just eat it with white rice. They eat it with white rice. They have a lot of they eat like a lot of bean stuff. But that cassava, the cassava leaf, the tripe, the jollof. Child, I can go on and on about the food. So you get it about the food, okay? And the social is off the chain, off the chain. So let me see. So saw on a travel document by a black couple who said that the airport, yeah. So, and I was about to talk about that, Courtney, and you would need to take a ferry. Yep. So I was about to talk about that. Thank you so much. You are doing your see my glow tribe. I love my students. They doing their research. That's what I'm talking about. So yes. So when you do arrive, just a little immigration stuff. Um, yellow fever is required. And I would also recommend, and I hardly recommend, but when, people talk about, oh, it's mosquitoes there in the place, I would recommend, get your malaria pill prescription and make sure the place that you're staying has a mosquito net and just shake out the bed. Like I used to have a process, but I think the mosquitoes are different in Sierra Leone compared to when I was in Kenya. The mosquitoes in Kenya, you'd even hear. You just was like, ouch. Like you just felt like, oh, did something just bite me? They were so like little, but um, the mosquitoes in Sierra Leone does buzz and they're around at night. So you could be sleeping, you're hearing like a mosquito. That would kind of unnerve me. But so you just make sure you do your malaria and have your spray. Get your bug spray before an hour or so before you go to bed. Shake everything out. Close your windows and make sure that mosquito netting is around. So, but yes, when you get there, the airport is on the peninsula. So when you fly in to Freetown Airport, you will have to take a ferry. That's about 45 minutes to an hour to the mainland, and that's about 40 extra dollars. So that is definitely good to know. The flight, if you did like a round trip flight from, I always pick like uh, uh, I usually pick JFK. It's about $1,200. The flight is long. Um, Even though it's West Africa, the flight is pretty long. It's almost like 20 hours. Um, but yes, so it will be a very long, probably like a 2 day, yeah, like a 2 day travel day, depending on when you leave. So, just make sure you're rested and you just take your time and take it in stride because you're so excited when you leave to go anywhere, but to go to the motherland. And if this is your first time, you're like, oh my gosh, And then by the time like you get to that last airport leg stop and you just like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. You be